Yeah, another week. Just seems like the season's flying by, and so we've got 2/3 of it done. Heading up to our last third of the season, last month of the regular season. So we're sitting here right now at 5-3, looking back and having kind of looking at it from a different view, seeing where we're at as a program. We're still in a good spot. Obviously, not not uh, um, not happy with the results, especially last week. But looking back at it again and being able to evaluate it and take the emotions out of it, we were in a really good spot. I think going into that game, you want to be in a position where you're still in the battle, and going into the game, being down 2 scores, being down by 15 with 9 or 10 minutes left in the game, was a good position for us to be in. Even considering some of the difficulties and the adversity we had to deal with in the game, and we are still in it. And so the disappointing part is that they made the 2 touchdowns, we didn't, and so that's what happened in the remaining 10 minutes of the game. But I like that the guys kept fighting to the very end. We keep building off of that. Really good team in Texas, and I mentioned that before with Sark and that program, and just trying to learn lessons from that and trying to get better to this week, and now going to this week against West Virginia on the road. Back east, a different time zone, so it's going to be a long. Probably, I think this is the furthest we've traveled. So looking forward to that matchup. I think Neil does a great job coaching his guys, and you can see his background is on the offensive side, and so they're very explosive offensively. They could do so many things to you, and I think that's his background as an offensive guru, being a coordinator at the highest level, and then also being a head coach. I think he's establishing their identity on the field, and you can see that they can punish you in so many different ways. Really balanced team, but they have a quarterback they have a bunch of quarterbacks, but they have a quarterback that can throw the ball, can run. Tough O line, tough receivers. They average around 200 yards receiving and 200 yards rushing. So the receivers can turn a quick throw into a big gain. Tons of talent there, and big O line that can pass pro and run block. And so you combine that with a big running back. I like the way the running backs run, but he's dangerous, and he can and he's big. He's literally a big guy, and just can run over people. So, but he's got tons of speed. So this is a tough team on offense. And then you took a look at the defensive side; they're tough too. They're playing some really good football. Watching them on film, they take advantage of assignment sound football. They're tough and they're gritty. And I think it's going to be a good matchup for us. I'm looking forward to getting the best out of our guys against them, because you can see it on film. I think I say that every week, but in the Big 12 Conference, there's not a lot of weaknesses out there. So we're going to be on the road. We've got to rally together and embrace the opportunity to play this game out in West Virginia. Looking forward to the cool traditions that they have. They have a passionate fan base, loves their team, and I know from talked to a lot of different people been out there. It's a hard place to play, so looking forward to that. I like fans that care about their teams and have a lot of passion for it, and so I'm looking forward to hearing them all sing. It's going to be nice to hear them sing. Take was it Country Roads, Take Me Home. That's a cool song, and I think there's a lot of really cool things about college football, and I'm glad that we get to go be in that environment and to compete against West Virginia. Looking forward to the matchup. We have a lot of work to get done this week, but I feel like we've got to find a way to perform at our best and give us a chance to come away with a victory. Put ourselves in a better position than we were against Texas, but knowing that if we can kind of be in that, hopefully we can finish the game and find ways to have it work out on our side. So, any questions you guys have?
Thanks, Coach. We'll start with Mitch Harper and then Jared Lloyd.
Kalani, closing the book on Texas, how do you feel like the offensive line issues can be fixed moving forward?
Yeah, well, I think you have to look at the talent that they're going against. It's a combination of a couple things. One is are we missing assignments? Are we lacking technique? And those are kind of the combo. And the one is the competition that you're going against. A really good D line, and that's pretty much the the issue this entire season. We've had gone against some really good D line. Texas, especially in the interior D line, very dominant. But we had some good spots where if we're in the right place and we're executing with the right technique, we can actually get some blocks done and let our running backs find some way to get some yards. And so I think we're going to have to establish some kind of positive yards, and that's on first and second down. We have to do that so we can get a manageable third down. And we've been really good in our fourth down and short, and I think we can be better at third down and short if we can get to short. That's going to be the key. Let's make it more manageable, because if we do that, then I think we can be in a really good place. That's evaluating the O-line. That's how we see it.
Kalani, along the same lines as far as the offense goes, I think the last few weeks haven't been able to put up more than 21, and you talk about needing points. At what point do you say, hey, we got to do something very different versus just trying to fix the problems? Because obviously you're not getting there, and I know a lot of that is the competition you've been playing.
Well, I know. I think the points thing and fixing it is all. That's the emphasis, is that we've got to get there. It doesn't really matter how it gets done. I think there's a variety of ways to get to getting it done. It's go time now. It's been go time, and so the way that we've been doing it hasn't been working the way that I want it to. So we have very smart coaches and capable players that we can find different ways to try to get points on the board, and that's we're going to work on that, and I agree that there's some points where you can fix it. I don't think you can blame it on the competition every time. I think the what it's got to come down to is pretty simple. I try to keep it as simple as possible. Need more wins on first and second down, and whatever it takes to get that, let's get it done so we can get third and manageable. And there's nothing wrong with getting first downs on first down and second down as well. We don't have to wait till fourth down. In fact, I think that thinking back on the game, just bringing it up, that the timeout, the back-to-back timeout issue wasn't. I said that was my train of thought was, I don't know if I explained it well enough, was that in that situation we're down 21-3 is the answer to, we just went through this long drive of grinding some clock out. We're looking at the clock a little bit more. It's like, is the right thing to do to kick the field goal and go down by 2 scores, or to try to punch it in because we already went for it a few times on fourth down? And so that was kind of the hesitation on my part. And then I want to be aggressive and get the touchdown and make it 21-10, but also 21-6 seems manageable. And if you can get that done and try to be in it, it would be really bad to try to go for it and be down 21, still be down 3 scores. And so that was the decision to kick that field goal, and getting the delay game made sense to get a better angle for us. So so all that stuff, we can evaluate that and fix those things. And in terms of your question, find ways to score points, and it doesn't have to be too extravagant. It could be pretty simple as well.
And you were talking about how good West Virginia is and how they've done this year. And if you remember back at the bottom of the league, how rewarding is it for, when a team doesn't get a lot of props, to be able to see, have them turn into a really good team like West Virginia's done? You guys have done pretty well too.
I missed like 7 seconds in between there. So
Is it my connection, Kalani?
Yeah, I don't even know what to say. I think you're asking. Am I the only one that missed it? So,
Well,
can you repeat that again? Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'll just repeat it. I was just asking, both BYU and West Virginia were picked near the bottom of the Big 12 in the preseason rankings. And there's a rewarding feeling. And, West Virginia's coach, I think, was very straightforward about how he was like, we're not going to be last. And they've had a great season. So just the rewarding, when it's rewarding to be able to, kind of prove those picks wrong.
Yeah, but that's the fun in college football, is that everybody wants to predict what's going to happen, and it's unpredictable, especially in this conference. And I think the guys that have confidence in what they're doing and what they can see, coaches feel confident in what they're able to accomplish, and they're doing it. I watch on film; their team is well coached. They have good size, talent, speed, athleticism. So he should be confident in their team, and I'm hoping that from what we're looking on film that it'll get our guys' attention, because pretty easy to see that they're a really good team and had tons of talent. I think the matchup will bring out the best in us. That's what I'm hoping for. But Neil's been around for a long time, man. That guy knows offensive football and he knows how to coach. He's been a head coach at different places, so I think he can get things done.
Thanks, Jared. Next, we'll have Jay Drew and then Kevin Reynolds.
Kalani, it's obvious you've missed Marcus McKenzie quite a bit with the 2 punt return touchdowns that you've given up. And then, so just an update on him. Is he getting close to getting back? And then, is there anything to the term out-kicking your coverage? Is that kind of what's going on with the punt returns?
The first part is, yeah, we've missed Marcus. I think that we've had Jacob Bourne, Maury Bamba, some others that have been able to fill in really nicely, but it's when you're looking at it, hard to replace what Marcus does naturally. But those guys, we have capable guys that can cover. I think the out-kicker coverage is a real thing, especially where someone that has a powerful leg. But I feel like we can still get down and cover it. You know, the out-kicking, the coverage, that is a problem for us. But we have to protect and get the timing down. There's a balance that we can do both, but we've asked our Rico to be a little bit more, maybe a little bit more hang time for us, but I don't want it to be all on him with that. I think that we have bodies down there that can cover. We just need to find ways to be better tacklers in space, and we're asking our guys to do that with a talented punt returner. That's what you're going to see it every week in this conference. So. And if they're watching the film, they're going to try to do whatever they can to get a return on us. So we've got to be able to, figure those things out. And I think one thing that would really be helpful is getting the third downs a little bit more manageable, so that they're not just able to come after our punts as well, where we have to spend so much time protecting before we can ever even cover down. So a lot of it goes hand in hand. But I think that we have a very powerful punter, but at the same time, there's nothing wrong with just kicking it 50 yards and allowing us to cover it without the threat of a return. And that's, I think we're trying to be more fair catches than actual returns on us.
And just as a follow-up, do you expect any of those guys that missed back, John Nelson, Marcus McKenzie, L.J. Martin, and I think Keanu Hill were 4 that we didn't see the other day?
I think Keanu Hill is probably closer out of the group. LJ has been practicing. It's just a matter of if we feel like he's good to go and is he 100%. There's a bunch of guys on the team that are really banged up, and so we'll see how they progress in the next little bit. Because it's an East Coast game, we'll be traveling a day earlier, so the travel squads decisions will have to be made as soon as tomorrow. So there might be some guys that we can't just wait on. If you can't practice with us Tuesday, Wednesday, there's impossible for us to think they can play in the game. And so we have guys that are actually practicing that didn't play in the game. So there's some guys that are limited practice. They're still making it close. I think highly doubtful for John Nelson and even Marcus McKenzie. I think who suggests, Jay? Keanu's close, and Keanu and LJ is closer those two, possibly. But the decision might have to be made sooner than later. And then for them, it's really, are they going to be able to practice Tuesday and Wednesday's practices? We need them to do it. LJ has been practicing. Kibo hasn't. So we'll see what Kibo does this week. If he can go today, tomorrow, and Wednesday, then we'll see him on the field.
When you look at some of the offensive issues that you guys have had through the first 8 weeks of the year, how much do you think an adjustment has been made, or how much of an adjustment has it been in not having maybe as mobile of a quarterback as Zach Wilson or Jaron Hall, and kind of adjusting to that with Keaton this year?
You're asking if the quarterback not being as mobile as the others is a problem?
Maybe not a problem, but has it been more of an adjustment than maybe expected offensively?
Yeah, I think adjusting the offense is the key, like you said, and there's different ways to be mobile and to be effective, and so we know that he can throw the ball, so let's allow him to do that, and sometimes we have to protect for him. So there's a there's definitely an adjustment that you have to make, but let's for us is to utilize the strengths that we have, that we feel that makes him the starter for us, and then adjust our game plan to what so we can play to his strengths. And that's anybody that's playing quarterback.
Okay, we'll have a couple more questions from Jake Hatch and then Mitch Harper.
Kalani, obviously the final month of the season, you can play guys more that are potentially going to save a red shirt. What is your philosophy going to be in terms of inserting guys into the lineup, how much versus keeping guys who have been playing most of the season in their roles as well?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think for us, it's the we have guys that are kind of banged up that are practicing, and so the question is, how much do you put reps into them, and then all of a sudden they're kind of wasted reps if they're practicing throughout the week and then they don't perform and they're not cleared to go by the time you get to Saturday. For us, it's like, okay, we need to know, because there's these healthy kids now that are able to redshirt that could get on the field at all the positions. We have a lot of really good young players, and so I think this makes it a lot easier now that we can redshirt guys. And our understanding is you can redshirt, play them 4 games and even the bowl game, and so that now we have to use that. Now that that's opened up the option, we have to look at our depth there. And the good thing about the guys that are on redshirt mode is that they've been training like crazy throughout the whole season. They've been lifting every day. They've been running. They've been they haven't been saving. They because they not going to perform on game day. We've been able to really put more time into their development to get them where they're at. So they've made big time progress in their development to get them ready. So I think there's a lot of those guys that are ready to play. That's a good question, and we're going to factor that into our health and into the reps that we put into our guys, and then you might see some change in the depth chart. I don't know if we're going to really apply it right now, but there'll probably be definitely more bodies on the field for us playing this last remaining part of the season.
And how much can Keaton Slovis, having played West Virginia last year, was at Pitt, help you guys in terms of preparation, knowing personnel and the like?
Yeah, I mean, I think more than anything, it's just go. We've got to focus on what we got to do first, and we're going to scout the opponents. That's important, but I think there's things that we need to do within ourselves and in our system that we can control more than have to worry about everything else. I want our guys to go embrace the environment. I mean, their fans love their team, so it's going to be a difficult place to play, but there's going to be cool things there there's nothing wrong with going on the field and embracing the opportunity to be in a place that's going to be difficult to win, that a lot of teams don't do well there. So I think it's a good chance for us to focus on what we can accomplish, but at the same time embrace the opportunity and then maybe find ways that we can perform at our best, knowing the situation that we're going into.
Kalani, what's the kind of cliff notes on West Virginia's defense? Are they similar to anyone that you've already faced inside the conference?
Well, they can do a variety of things. The one thing I can tell you is that they're physical, and so you could tell that their team's used to contact. They like being aggressive, and so when they go against each other, I'm pretty sure they have some really cool battles. But they're a physical team, well coached. They're disciplined. They do a lot of things that are different, but also there's some carryover. College football is not like one team is doing anything different. Defensively, it's not like one team is like the triple option of college football. It's pretty much similar, but what I can tell you is that they are tough guys, man, and I'm looking forward to the matchup because I respect what they do. I think they utilize their talent really, really well. And I can tell that their coaches know what they're doing. That's going to be really cool. Tons of respect for them and their program, and I'm hoping it can help our team take that next step into becoming their best.
Saw pictures from Jake Eichhorn's baptism. In your coaching career, have you ever experienced something like that with a player? And your thoughts on the amount of support it seemed like he had at that yesterday?
Yeah, I love coaching these guys, and they're great young men. I love being around them. They love each other, and they're there for each other. These relationships that they're forming with each other is going to be lifelong, and so when you have that type of connection, the guys really take care of each other. And so when they see, it doesn't matter what it is, we've had a lot of players that have had some great celebrations and great transitions, whether it's weddings or decisions to go on missions or coming home from missions. It's a lot to celebrate, even in times of the weekend that you lose a game. I love coaching guys that embrace who they are, what they represent, and know that they're there for each other. And I think it's a beautiful sight to see it. For me, I love being part of this culture. This is a culture that is driven by people taking care of each other and loving each other. And we're happy to play some really good football too. We're close to getting there. We want to get there, but I think I don't have to worry about is I worry about the stuff on the football field and what we can get done there. The stuff that they have, the connection that they have with each other. That's because they're wonderful young men from great families, and they've been raised the right way, and I love coaching them.
Hey, Coach, we just have one last question for you from Jake.
Yeah, real quick, Kalani. Traditionally, when you guys have gone to the East Coast to play games, have been day games on the East Coast. This is going to be a night game, so bringing you guys home around roughly 2 a.m., 3 a.m. local time when you get back. How does that affect you guys both in terms of preparation for the following week, etc.?
Well, I've always heard about how we're not good in day games. Now we got a night game, and now you guys don't want to talk about that anymore? So, like, what time you say we're going to get back?
Just rough. I did the rough math, like 2 or 3 a.m. Mountain Time.
Yeah, that's right up our alley, man. Here we go. So it's time to go and embrace the night. So I'm excited about the game. Listen, I know I didn't think this game was way different than the TCU game, where I thought we came out flat, and we made some adjustment to our schedule. The players have been really deliberate on some of the things that they've done to prep for this game. The game that we're at, we lost 3 games this year. They happen to be on the road. Tough to play on the road in this conference. We didn't perform at our best against the team that was in the national championship last year. And then the other 2 teams that we lost to, one's ranked in the top 25 and the other one's ranked the top 10. So that's the reality of it all. Whether it was in high noon or in the middle of the night or 3 in the morning, I don't know if that has any bearing on it. We're adjusting our schedule to make sure that there's nothing that's going to be to blame for it. We're trying to find different ways to do that. All of us as a staff and as a team, and I was proud of the way the guys played. Did it go our way? No, but we fought and we had a chance, and the chances might have been slim, but we had an opportunity where we had the ball and we're down 15 points. We've been able to accomplish that and get back and win those games. We weren't able to do it because Texas took care of their business, and so we don't want to be in that position where we have to fight to the bitter end all the time. But I love the fact that we know we can count on our guys doing that. I'm proud that we have great leaders on the team that don't lose faith and belief in each other. It's proof in how we're playing. Now, let's go get it, and let's find ways to perform at our best. But at the same time, we have a lot of really cool things to praise in our team and our life. There's a lot of good things that happen in that game that we can be really, really proud of, And in order for me to do well as a coach, I think it's important that we fix the problems, the issues that we can improve on. But man, we have to praise some of the cool things and the good things that are going on, whether it's on the football field or off the field, and guys being baptized and guys that are getting engaged, stuff like that. That's the life of being a BYU football player. And like I said before, I love being the head coach here. I love being around these young men, their families, and they've all made me a better person, so I can't complain.
You buy into the Vampire Cougar people have been saying out there?
If it gets me candy, I'll do whatever I can. Thanks, guys. Happy Halloween, and have fun with everything. Love you guys. Go Cougs.